I mean, it works for me because things like this, in this kind of situation and environment, I feel like it helps me to process things better because I kind of learnt to know my limits and know when I can and can't push myself. So I think in this kind of environment, it works for me a lot. But when I'm at school, when I'm around people my age, I think it works against me in the sense that I find it hard to take myself out of the situation and connect with people that don't necessarily understand what I'm doing. So like at school, it's hard for me to express kind of what my life is like to them because none of my friends really know what it's like because I'm completely
But they probably
different.
think they know what it's like.
Yeah, and it's hard to be able to just take myself out of like my musician head and just be like put myself back into being a teenager. So I think that's where it works against me in the fact that I sometimes find it hard to enjoy being like the age that I am.
I mean, there've been a lot of labels thrown at you, and these are heavy labels. You've been called New Adele, you've been called the Prodigy, you've been called many different things. I mean, these are heavy labels for someone as young as 15. How do you feel about that weight? How do you carry that weight? Or do you not carry it? Do you just discard it?
Well, I think for a while it was quite difficult to be able to balance it because on one side of it I had all of this kind of, I had a lot of people saying things like about me and praising me about lots of different things, and then on the other side I was having a lot of kind of almost rejection from people around me because people were like, she thinks she's way too good for us, so just go away. But I think recently, within the last kind of 6 to 8 months, I've really kind of learnt to stop reading things and stop looking at things and being like, oh, does that make me like seem really big-headed, or does it make me seem like I think that I'm too good for the people that I'm around? So I think for a while I carried it, and for a while it was quite hard, but I think I've learned how to deal with it now and just kind of be like,
don't believe everything you read, good or bad. You know,
Yeah.
you stay balanced basically. And and lastly, before we go, you're a songwriter and you write mostly everything yourself. You do everything yourself. You play the piano. You taught yourself to play the piano, which I thought was pretty cool. Very quickly, the guitar you play like until your fingers bleed. Now it's like you're writing and working with other people. You got writers, other people writing songs with you. How have you found that process for someone that is so kind of used to doing their own thing?
Yeah, I mean, every song that I've written so far, I've written on my own. So that's a completely different process to what I've experienced while like kind of experimenting with a collaboration. So when you're on your own, you're very vulnerable, and you can be vulnerable and you don't have to worry about it because you can be very, like, again, attuned to yourself when you're alone because you don't have to worry about other people being like, why is she so quiet and acting like she's so upset all the time, which is usually how I am when I'm writing songs. I go into some kind of weird trance and then I come out of it and completely forget what I've done, which is quite a funny experience. But yeah, it's completely different, and it's been really strange and hard to adapt to working with other people now. But I'm really enjoying the transition between completely being on my own all the time to occasionally being with other people and learning how to kind of gauge that kind of situation. So yeah, it's been fun.
Cool. And well, I did say finally, but you never believe me when I say finally. There's always one more thing I gotta ask you. I asked you this the last time we spoke. I'm gonna ask you it again, because I want to see if there's a difference in what you say. So where's Phoebe Austin gonna be? Where would you like Phoebe Austin to be 2 or 3 years from now? What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be?
No matter where I am or what I'm doing, I always want to be putting out things that I love. So whether that's, to millions of people, or it's to hundreds of people, or literally tens of people, I just want to be able to be developing constantly and always putting what I'm proud of out and having people see me for where I am at that point, because I know that over the next 2-3 years I'm going to change a lot, and my style's going to change a lot, and my opinions are going to change a lot. So I think if I was to really think about it, I wouldn't want to put a set goal in place for me in 2 or 3 years, because I don't think that's fair on myself to have this kind of preconceived notion of where I want to be, because all I want to be doing is something that I'm proud of at the time. So if I'm proud of, you know, just continuing to grow and write songs, then that's where I want to be. But if that ends up being a lot more, like, a lot bigger scale, then that's great too. I think it's just what I'm proud of is always what I want to be doing.
Fantastic, Phoebe. Well, thank you very much. The answer's pretty much the same. Just you kind of you delivered it a little bit different, for lack of a better way of saying it. Always great to be with you and speak with you, Phoebe. Look forward to doing the next interview with you, maybe in a few years or a year from now, and seeing where you're at then.
Yeah.
Okay. Look forward for Running coming out in December the 16th. Thank you, Phoebe. God bless.